remnants of what was once New Eden City. The air hung heavy with the acrid stench of plasma burns and charred flesh. The invaders had come from the void, their ships blotting out the stars like a swarm of locusts descending on a harvest. They called themselves the Zorath, a race of biomechanical horrors with skins of iridescent alloy and eyes that glowed like dying embers. For months, humanity had fought back, clawed at the edges of their advance with makeshift weapons and desperate alliances. But now, the Zorath had struck the heart of resistance, the hidden bunkers where families sought refuge. General Elara Voss stood atop the rubble of Bunker 17, her uniform torn and stained with the blood of her fallen comrades. At 42, she was a legend among the survivors, a woman forged in the fires of earlier conflicts, her face etched with scars that told stories of battles won and lost. Her dark hair, cropped short for practicality, whipped in the wind as she surveyed the devastation. Below her, the ground was littered with the small, lifeless forms of children, innocent lives snuffed out not in combat, but in a calculated act of terror. The Zorath had breached the bunker with precision strikes, their drones humming like malevolent insects as they targeted the youngest first. To break the spirit, their broadcasts had proclaimed in synthesized voices that echoed across every surviving comm channel. Victory is ours. Surrender or perish. Elara's hands clenched into fists, her nails digging into palms until blood trickled down. She remembered the faces of those children, wide-eyed refugees from the outer colonies, clutching toys made from scrap metal. They had sung songs of hope in the dim lights of the bunker, their voices a fragile melody against the thunder of war. Now, silence reigned, broken only by the distant hum of Zorath patrols. The aliens' declaration blared from hovering speakers. We have cleansed the nest of your progeny. Your future is extinguished. Bow to the Zorath Empire. But Elara would not bow. She had lost too much already. Her husband in the initial invasion, her own child stillborn amid the chaos of evacuation. This war had stripped her bare, leaving only the iron core of resolve. As the sun dipped low, casting long shadows over the craters, she activated her comm implant. This is General Voss to all human forces. The Zorath have declared victory. They celebrate the murder of our children as a triumph. But hear me, this is not the end. This is a spark. We announce the final war. No quarter, no mercy. Rally to me. Her words rippled to the ether, reaching scattered outposts on Earth and the lunar bases, even a ragtag fleet hiding in the asteroid belt. Responses flooded in, whispers of defiance from pilots, engineers, and civilians-turned-soldiers. We're with you, General. For the children, death to the Zorath. In the days that followed, Elara orchestrated the remnants of humanity's might. She moved like a ghost through the ruins, her team a shadow force of elite operatives. There was Marcus, the grizzled engineer who could jury-rig a fusion bomb from salvage parts. Lena, the sniper with eyes sharper than any scope, her hands steady despite the tremors of loss, her own family among the bunker dead. And young Tomas, barely 18, a hacker prodigy who had infiltrated Zorath networks before, his fingers dancing over holographic interfaces like a pianist composing a requiem. Their first strike was surgical. Under the cover of a manufactured storm, clouds seeded with nanites to disrupt Zorath sensors. They infiltrated a forward base. The aliens lounged in their victory, their forms grotesque hybrids of flesh and machine, tentacles interfacing with control panels. Elara led the charge, her plasma rifle humming, as she cut down the guards. For the innocence, she whispered with each shot, her voice a mantra. Inside, they found the command center. Holographic displays showed the Zorath fleet amassing for the final push on Earth's last strongholds. Tomas hacked in, uploading a virus that would cascade through their systems, turning their own weapons against them. But alarms blared. Reinforcements swarmed. Zorath warriors with blades that extended from their limbs, slicing through the air with lethal precision. Elara fought like a demon, her movements a blur. She dodged a tentacle strike, rolling to fire point-blank into an alien's core. Green ichor sprayed, sizzling on the floor. Lena picked off snipers from the rafters, her shots silent and deadly. Marcus set charges, his face grim as he muttered, "This one's for my niece." They escaped by the skin of their teeth, the base erupting in a fireball that lit the night sky. But the cost was high. Tomas took a hit, his leg mangled by shrapnel. As they hunkered in a hidden cave, Elara bandaged him, her touch gentle despite the rage burning in her eyes. "Why do they target the children?" He gasped through pain. "Because they fear our legacy," she replied. "They know that as long as our young live, humanity endures. But they've miscalculated. They've awakened something primal in us." Word of the strike spread. Zorath broadcast faltered, their victory claims now laced with uncertainty. Humanity's scattered forces coalesced. From the frozen tundras of Siberia came armored divisions, their tanks retrofitted with anti-plasma shields. Orbital dropships rained down from the moon, carrying Marines hardened by zero-grav training. Even civilians rose. Farmers wielding improvised explosives, doctors turning medical tools into weapons. Elara's command post was a fortified ruin in the Appalachian Mountains, buzzing with activity. Maps, holographic and paper alike, covered the walls, marked with red for Zorath positions, green for human assets. She paced, her mind a whirlwind of strategy. We hit them where it hurts. Their hive ships disrupt the neural link that binds their collective. The plan was audacious, a multi-pronged assault. Feints on the ground to draw forces away, while stealth shuttles boarded the mothership in orbit. Elara would lead the boarding party herself. "This ends with me," she told her inner circle. "Or it doesn't end at all." As launch day dawned, the sky cracked with thunder. Zorath atmospheric disruptors trying to scatter the human fleet. But Elara's ships pierced the veil, cloaked in experimental fields that bent light around them. On board her lead vessel, the Retribution, she addressed the crew via intercom. They thought killing our children would break us. Instead, it forged us into something unbreakable. Today, we announced the final war not with words, but with fire. The docking was brutal. Zorath defenses lacerated the hull, but grapples held. Elara's team poured into the corridors, met by waves of drones. Laser fire crisscrossed the air, the hum of energy weapons deafening. She advanced, rifle barking, her squad fanning out, pushed forward, for every child they took. Deeper in, the ship pulsed like a living organism, walls veined with bioluminescent circuits. They reached the core chamber, where the Zorath Overmind resided, a colossal brain-like entity, suspended in fluid, tendrils connecting to the fleet. Guards swarmed, elite warriors with augmented speed. Their attacks a frenzy. Elara's team fell one by one. Lena sniped until a blade pierced her chest. Marcus detonated his pack, taking a dozen with him in a blaze. Alone, Elara faced the Overmind's avatar, a towering Zorath commander, its voice booming. "Foolish human, your progeny are dust. Your war is futile." She charged, dodging strikes, her knife finding weak points in its armor. "Our progeny live in our fight," she snarled, plunging the blade into its eye. As it crumpled, she activated the virus payload, uploading it directly into the Overmind. Alarms wailed. The ship shuddered as systems failed, the neural link fracturing. Across the solar system, Zorath vessels faltered, their coordinated assaults dissolving into chaos. Human forces pressed the advantage, ground troops overwhelming bases, fleets picking off stragglers. But victory came at a price. The mothership self-destructed, Elara barely escaping in a pod, her body battered. She crash-landed on Earth, emerging to cheers from survivors. The Zorath retreated, their empire cracked, broadcast silent. In the aftermath, Elara stood before a gathering of humanity's remnants. No longer just a general, she was a symbol. "They declared victory after killing our innocent children," she said, voice steady. "But we announced the final war and we won. Rebuild, remember, and never forget the cost." Years later, as new generations played in rebuilt cities, stories of Elara Voss echoed, the woman who turned grief into glory, who led humanity from the brink. The Zorath threat lingered in the stars, but humanity stood ready, united, unbreakable.